Hey guys, you join me today so that I can help you be the best GM you can be. Alright, enough of that, let's get serious. Hello there, my name is Felis Milner. I'm here to change the way you play. Without any further ado, I present you the tips to help you be the worst GM you can ever be. First up, however you play, you read or make content for your session. So, make sure that you railroad your players. Remember, you were an omnipotent god at the table, and you're the GM because everyone knew that you were the most creative and best choice to be a GM. Due to this, ensure that your story, your content, and how the plot and second-by-second scenes are going to look are adhered to without player intrusion. Players come to the table to forge their own story. However, if you want to be the worst GM, you're going to have to become so attached to a cool NPC, a cool moment or scene that you imagine, that you make the actions and choices of the players worthless. The next tip is simple and easy, so do the opposite of the last tip. Don't prep, even a little bit. TTRPGs are where you imagine and improv, so by prepping nothing exciting and fun, you can make this game feel incredibly tedious and like players are pulling teeth. They should be thankful you're running anything. So, just let them into the world without any plot or goals to leave them bored and directionless. And, to enhance this, make your players say specifically what they're going to do and give incredibly aloof responses to their attempts to make progress. Classic. Another simple and effective tip is to not care about the story. If your players roleplay or try to interact with your world, just cut that short. Your session should be about steering the players to the next set piece, so that they can see your cool stuff. Remember, the players don't care about your fun, they just want to be entertained, so they can sit back lazily and let you do everything. So get on with it. This is how a session should be. Spend an hour wasting time by talking about nonsense. Throw in a super easy and time-consuming fight against something like wolves. Move the players onto the next scene as they get into the wizard's tower, so he can plain and simply tell them to fetch him a newt's butt cheeks. Then as the players try to interact with the wizard, you can move on to the next tip. Ensure that you bring no energy to the game. Everyone is at the table to have fun, including you. So just chill. Don't do any character voices or fun and vibrant descriptions, just be clear and dry. Because if you say less details, they can imagine more. The players are the ones who should steer the story, so sit back and let them entertain you. You already didn't do the prep work, so now it's time for them to take center stage, while you answer questions like a sleepy robot. Now we've covered story and prep work, let's move on to technical tips. Be a rules lawyer. Have you seen how thick the rulebooks are? They are there for a reason. Remember, if you're not using every rule as written, then you're not playing the game that you bought. If your players try to make an exception, all the players will do it, and it will turn into chaos. As the old saying goes, give them an inch and they'll take the opportunity to pull down your pants and leave you looking like one of Vlad the Impaler's victims. Why do you think people enjoy making broken character builds so much? It's because players love rules, so make sure that you ruin as much creativity with as many actuallys as you can. The next tip is even easier. Ignore the rules. Do you remember how cool it was when your favourite celebrity GM broke the rules to make a cool moment happen? Well, every single one of their fans called them a genius. And you can be a genius too. Remember, the rules are restrictive and the people who made them are fascists, so ensure that both the players and the enemies can break the rules. Personally, my favourite rule that brings me the most human happiness is allowing the enemies to choose where they hit with their weapon. So combat can be swift and realistic as all the goblins hit their players right between the eyes. TTRPGs allow you to be creative, and what is the best way to bring in maximum creativity? A lack of rules. Just like how the best TTRPGs are ones with practically no rules in them, so the players can be creative while the creators can feel like super smart beacons of kindness and pretentiousness about creating nothing. But enough of those boring technicals, let's talk about player etiquette. The worst tip I can give you is resent your players. Is your player playing a paladin or a monk and their use of smite and stunning strike is ruining your combat encounters? Or did you give the player a cool magic item that is breaking your encounters? Well, make sure you make them feel bad. Paladins are fun and versatile, and monks give off a fun fantasy, and magic items are endlessly fun. Well, despite that fun, they chose the wrong classes. And what is that? I as the GM give them an item? That doesn't matter. They used it, therefore they should feel bad. Make sure that you sulk and genuinely get mad over their smarts and using the tools at their disposal. This game is about fun, so one of us is going to have to forfeit that fun. and I'm the GM, so you must be punished for not taking on the responsibility of GMing. This next tip is similar and smaller. Make them feel bad with jokes. Is a player excited for this unique character? Well, make sure that you humble them immediately by putting their character on blast and making them feel and look dumb. And finally, the worst GM tip. Be weird. I would waffle, but I feel that you can get all the information that you need by spending a little time on the r/RPG Horror Stories Reddit. Just read a few, or all the stories, and do everything you see there. You'll be the talk of the table. Or arrested. Thank you for your time. I hope that these tips have hindered you in your TTRPG journey. Goodbye now. Oh wait. I don't have a brain. What was I doing? Oh yeah, the outro. Thank you for watching. I hope this video helped, and now, here's what I want you to do. What is the worst time that you've ever had at the table? Always a fun subject? If you would like to support me, please click the link in the description to find me on my socials and see my classes. They're super fun. Click the video on screen to see some more quickfire tips to make a great session. See you next Saturday.